invite as a backup. But yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Everybody Has a Mic After Hours. We one man down, money MIA. He probably getting that money for real. That's why we call him MONEY, because he get that money. So that's probably what he doing. So me and Stevie B, we just gonna chop it up for y'all, and hopefully money joins. If not, y'all get one of the illest two mans Norwalk, Connecticut has ever seen.
Big facts.
If you know, you know. If you BBW back in the day, you know.
Oh wow, that's what.
Am I lying?
Yeah, I like my girls BBWs. Anyway, yeah, we are here on the After Hours, and happy to be here as always. You know what it is. It's your boy Stevie B. It's the S.B. via Instagram, and I'm on the ones and twos with my man Freak Nasty, and we have some interesting stuff to talk about. First things first, we were talking about Hulk Hogan, right? The passing of Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan, for me growing up, was an icon. Saturday morning wrestling, you know what I'm saying? He slammed Andre the Giant, like he was on cartoons. He was everywhere. Like he was there. Think about this, Justin. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. You had Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, Hulk Hogan, and who else was on that team?
Hulk Hogan wasn't on that team.
No?
Nah, man, you combined in two cartoons.
What's the cartoon? Oh, God.
Pro Stars was Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan.
Pro Star. There we go.
And then they had the WWF All-Stars, the Superstars.
WWF Superstars.
And that was the Hogan one. I think they came on very similar in time, but yeah, that was two separate shows. Don't put Hogan in there. And I was a Hogan fan, and you know what's crazy? I got the Scott Hall joint on.
R.I.P.
Hey, Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm saying about Hogan is because I'm not gonna just let him slide. Hogan was on my top. He was one of my favorite wrestlers until probably I was like, shit, I might go 15 because Hollywood Hogan was laying motherfuckers out, boy. But then he started with the fuck shit. We was just talking about it. He was mad. He had scandal after scandal where you find out he didn't like black people. He didn't want his daughter dating either NBA or NFL player at one point. And I was like, I was conflicted as a young man when I found this out, because it's like, yo, how you find out somebody who told you to say your prayers, take your vitamins, don't even want to fuck with you at the end of the day. But that's just growing up black in the 80s and 90s. You find out your heroes in the 2000s, 2010s. These motherfuckers didn't like you. It's like, God damn.
Crazy is that? That's crazy to even think about. I didn't even know. I don't know. I must have been under a rock. Even when he might have said some stuff 10 years ago that at the time I was like, I can't mess with Hogan. But I forgot until it's brought back up today, because obviously he passed away today. And this is 10-year anniversary of him saying the stuff that he said that was wild and reckless about, I guess, black people, right? So I had to be under a rock. But
my mom sent it to me, and I was like, "What else is going on? He a racist." Like, I mean, hey, sorry, Hogan, but
I had some serious conversations with some people that said the same thing, right?
Sorry, Hogan.
And I feel like death is obviously death, and but I look at it from a perspective of, who are your top Mount Rushmore wrestlers of all time? You personally. I was going to bring up a wrestling thing tonight. So
me personally, oh man, it's hard. So I'm gonna put Ric Flair in there. Mm-hmm. And here's why Ric Flair goes in there. I hated that man when I was a little kid. I hated that man. The way he talked, the clothes, the woo, hated it, okay? But that's an effective heel. He made me not like him. You weren't supposed to like his character for the most part unless you understood what he was about. Now you fast forward to me being an adult grown man, everything that man talks about is the life I want. So it was just like, damn, was I hating because I was just young and broke and a hater? And I didn't understand why he was having a hard time holding them alligators down, because I didn't know didn't know alligator shoes was exotic. So was that just my ignorance as a younger man? Because when I go back and I watch them promos, I'm like, oh, he killed that. But when I was a kid, I was like, fuck that guy.
It went over our head. It went over our head.
Yeah, it went over my head. Vader's gonna break your back. And you can't see Vader. Like, and Vader was the bad guy at the point when he was going against Flair. Like, and I still hated Flair. But when he had that run, when he started having them runs later in his career, like, I wasn't even really watching WWE like that. But when he was with Evolution, when it was him, Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista,
yeah,
I watched that. And he got the IC championship, and he had the promo where he went to the car and it was like 4 ladies, and he went in his pocket, like, hold on, ladies. And he went in the bag and he pulled out the Viagra, and he was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. He counted the ladies, took 4 Viagras. He was like, whoa, and he got in the car. I was like, oh, this dude is different. Like, now I get it. So Ric Flair was an acquired taste. Like, I had to grow up to appreciate what Ric Flair was doing.
Oh,
so Ric Flair is up there for me. His matches were crazy. I hated on him when he won the Royal Rumble, but then I watched it again as an adult, and I was like, oh no, he was doing work. Like, that whole gimmick when he came to WWE, he had the other belt from WCW, and they had to blur it out.
Yeah,
fire. With hindsight, fire. Okay, at 10 years old, he's a jerk. He quit his job. He's got no loyalty to his company. Like, I was invested, if you can't tell. So you got Flair. I'm trying to think of another one. I'm gonna put The Rock on my joint.
Okay.
Because the Rock is from that cloth. His grandfather, his grandmother, his moms, his uncles, his cousins, his pops. He's from a wrestling family, and he took it to heights that they couldn't. And the mic presence of this man, like, you didn't want to get into it with this man on the mic. Like, his promos alone were crazy. I always hated, though, they always made him lose to Steve Austin, because I already knew what that was about. But at the end of the day, you know, he was out there. Them promos was crazy. He would come out in the Versace shirts, slide across the ring, hit you with the people's elbow. Like, he would talk that talk too. He was the evolution of Ric Flair when it came to, that shirt was 700 he had on when he was out there. He had it unbuttoned and shit like that. He was talking crazy. He had the pinky ring. He had the Rolex on. He was out there. He was talking crazy. And he was in the Nation of Domination, and he stole it.
The Nation. He was in the Nation of Domination. That's almost where he, like, where the Rock character was created, correct?
That's where the Rock character was created. They start letting him talk on the mic more.
Yeah.
And that's where you found out that, oh, this dude he got it crazy with the mic. So
I forgot all about that.
Flair to Rock. I'm trying to save the best for last, but I'm having a hard time coming up with my 4th. So I'm just gonna put it out there. The best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. Fuck you, Bill Goldberg. I stand on that 10 toes down, because you made me miss out on some prime Bret Hart as just being a technical wrestler, not just getting out there getting it dirty, because you kicked him in the head. So fuck you, Bill Goldberg. But Bret Hart is that guy, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, Bret the Hitman.
Bret Hart, he's that guy. I mean, he was not the biggest dude, but when it came time, he was going to technically break you down.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
He was going to work that knee.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to work your back. No Diddy.
There we go.
And he was going to get you in the middle of that ring, and he was going to put the sharpshooter on you.
Yes.
And it was it. It was over.
One of the things that I feel like with Bret the Hitman Hart, because he was, my brother's favorite too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was my brother's favorite. So him and I would go back and forth all the time on Bret. But I had a lot of respect for him. He had a whole family and a generation that came up after him. The Anvil, oh God,
Anvil Neidhart,
Anvil Neidhart,
Owen Hart.
and obviously you had Owen, which that happened. But He even his brother-in-law is British Bulldog. You
British
know what I'm saying?
Bulldog.
Like
Yep.
he had some real dealers come through the torture chamber is what he used to call it. So he was a beast, man. And there might not be a better like catchphrase. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. That can translate to any and everything.
Yes. And
You know
it
what I'm
stands the
saying?
test of time. Because
Exactly.
I ain't heard nobody come ever say there was been a better technical wrestler since Bret Hart has stopped. Name me a technical wrestler. Everybody became high flyers for the most part, powerhouses. Yeah, I can't think of any in the newer generations. Not that I'm really up on it like that are technical the way Bret Hart was technical. He didn't have to beat you with power moves. Like he'll beat you in a Iron Man match. Like he was gonna outlast you. I mean, he beat everybody. That was great at the time. Number 4, I'm gonna have to give it to Booker T, man.
Oh, Booker T.
I'm gonna have to give it to Booker T. And again, this was another dude I used to hate on, and it was no fault of Booker T. The hate on Booker T was not his fault.
He was a good wrestler too.
He was a good wrestler. My hate on Booker T came from how wrestling treated black wrestlers. So I didn't believe that Booker T was ever gonna get strapped. So when people used to say Booker T next, Booker T gonna get the strap, and I was like, they don't give the black man the belt. They don't give you the belt. And they'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then it was like, remember Ahmed Johnson? Then I found out Ahmed Johnson didn't want the belt. Watching shit later on. But Ahmed Johnson lost to the Undertaker. He had all that momentum behind him, and he lost to the Undertaker. He was supposed to actually, Undertaker was supposed to drop it to him. Ahmed Johnson didn't want the belt. That's the true story.
Didn't Mark Henry get the belt?
Mark Henry got the belt years later.
Because I remember he was the world's strongest man and all that stuff like that, right?
Mark Henry got the belt in like 2010, 2011.
Gotcha.
But Booker T, after Ron Simmons, was the second black champion.
Simmons.
Yes, Ron Simmons. He's an honorable mention.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, but Booker T was that guy, man. Like Harlem Heat, they was out there busting up cats for years as tag team champs, doing what they had to do. Him and his brother Stevie Ray. He came over to WWE at the time with the merger, and he was a headliner instantly. They put him in that spotlight. I had stopped watching, but he had the King Booker gimmick, which was crazy when you go back and you watch.
He had the robe, the
robe,
joint, the robe over his shoulder,
and he talked all proper. And then as soon as something happened, he went back to being from Houston. Nah, what the fuck? Nah, y'all got me fucked up out here. It was hilarious.
He had the crazy, yo, Nick.
Yep. Yo, Aaron, exactly. Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. I post that almost every day. That literally was one of the greatest wrestling moments of my entire life. I'll never forget watching it and just knew up and down, oh, this is real. They talking about this fake. He just straight up told Hogan, he coming for you, nigga. I seen Jamal and Kendall arguing at the corner store, and Jamal said, nigga, I'm coming for you. And then Booker T said shit on Saturday night on WCW. I was like, oh no, this real.
Yo, the way he looked
minutes ago.
Like, Hogan, he's like,
yes, and the instant regret. Sherry rubbing his shoulder.
Gene Oakland picked up right where Gene was like, and then oh man, 100%. Mean Gene Oakland, the greatest ever did it.
Yes, he did.
Nobody better.
They even cut away from him, and you know it was live.
Yep,
because they didn't.
No cutaway. Mean Gene
no cutaway, no edit.
Yeah, jump in.
Come for you, nigga. I knew it was real then.
Oh, and yes, come on, man.
I knew it was real. So that's my top. I got Booker T. I got Bret Hart, Ric Flair. Who was the first one I named?
Ric Flair, Booker T, Bret Hart, and The Rock.
Only 3. The Rock. That's right. So I got 2 brothers in my top Mount Rushmore.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I do have two of yeah. I do have two of the dudes that you mentioned, that being Ric Flair and also, the excellence of execution, Bret Hart. My love for Ric Flair was I knew he was a heel, but he had power. Four Horsemen, Arn
Oh yeah.
Anderson. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, he was the leader of that group. He would strut across the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, slapping dude's chest. You know what I mean? The most deal in this wheel. He was the
Yeah.
greatest of
The
all
mic,
time. Not to
the
mention,
mic work was crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. I watched this documentary,
I've watched
the
every
30
documentary he's
for
ever put
30.
out. Oh, that
So
man's
many,
wild.
countless amount of women every night. Yo, I had to be maybe 10. Yo, he was just,
Yo,
yeah,
17
man.
years
He
every
gave it
day, 35 years before he went to the job. That's legend shit.
Barry.
And
Yeah,
he's still out here. Been married 7 times.
getting it in.
He's still in. I don't know if he's still in. I think he's still in industry. In some capacity.
Yeah.
He had a stable at AEW and TNA for a minute where he wasn't wrestling, but he was just there. He was their mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And like he brought up a bunch of young wrestlers and that, like, that dude is the man.
Yeah.
Like, if I met Ric Flair right now, man, like, I don't even know. And to find out the man survived a plane crash, broke his back, and came back and won the belt 14 months later is crazy.
Might have won most belts of all time. He might have been.
John Cena now has
John Cena. John Cena took
the record.
Okay.
But yeah,
not different.
The Cena era was not what Rick was doing. Rick was out here going to territories defending.
He didn't do it in different federations. He didn't.
No, exactly.
Criteria. He didn't WCW. He was everywhere he went. He was something else.
Exactly.
The excellence of execution. For a few different reasons. For starters, it was my big brother's favorite wrestler. So I got a chance to hear a lot about how great he was, right? But he was a phenomenal wrestler. The only trope that he had that didn't allow him to become the truly greatest of all time is that he had no mic skills. He was weak.
They were
really mediocre.
They were average.
Yeah, really mediocre. In comparison to the three that you said that are on your list, he had zero mic skills in comparison to, Booker T, The Rock, and Ric Flair, right? You know what I'm saying? He really didn't. He wasn't wowing. He was just out there really putting in that work, and I respect the shit out of Bret the Hitman Hart. I think you can put him in the best wrestlers of all time category, no problem.
His mic skills, I'll tell you when his mic skills got good. His mic skills stepped up when they turned him into the Canadian heel. He got to talk crazy to all the rednecks and trailer park people, which is the same thing that happened to The Rock. Once they let him start talking crazy to them rednecks, he went up. But yeah, that was his best time on the mic, when he would get on the mic and talk about how stupid America was and everything. And that's when he was really shining. And everybody's like, Justin, you're American. How can you cheer for him? And I was just like, America don't love me. But that's Bret Hart is my hands down my favorite Canadian.
My favorite Canadian is fictional, but
I mean,
but it's all good. I understand.
Person, yes.
Yeah, I ain't mad.
Who else you got? Who's your other two?
Number 3 is out of left field, but he had maybe a better catchphrase than even the excellence of execution himself. Taz, beat me if you can survive if I let you.
Taz was nice.
He used to have that in the beginning.
He did him
beat me if you can survive if I let you. Yo, he used to slam dudes. He was nice. He came in. He didn't have the same WWE presence, but what he did in ECW was definitely fire. Damn, I think I might have threw him in too early. I shouldn't have did that. but it's okay. Taz, I'll throw 2 honorable mentions in there. But my favorite wrestler of all time is Mr. Perfect.
Perfect. Up there.
Kurt Hennig. Mr. Perfect.
Perfect's nice.
Hands down. If you ask me, Mike skills, throwing himself to baseball. Throwing himself to football. You know what I mean? Rolling the perfect 300, shooting the 3-point. He was his gimmick. Everything about Mr. Perfect was dope.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the perfect flex. He might be, if you ask me, the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. And I say that because they never gave him a chance, because I watched that documentary too.
Mm-hmm.
They never gave him a chance to wrestle in the WWE/F for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Which I never understood.
Neither did I.
Never understood.
Neither did I. I think it was just insane.
Those matches that he had against Bret Hart, amazing.
It's hard to find.
Amazing.
Hard to find wrestling matches better. You know what I'm saying? I watched something on YouTube, not YouTube, Instagram the other day, where somebody said something about Shawn Michaels is the Michael Jordan of wrestling. And I was like, I cannot believe he just said that. But, you know, apparently, obviously, people feel that way. I don't feel that way. I don't think Shawn Michaels is that dope at all, to be honest with you. But my honorable mentions would be one of them is has a little controversy behind him. But I would like to replace Taz, honestly, and put Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was nice.
Chris Jericho was nice. Chris Jericho was nice.
Chris Jericho was real nice.
Yeah, he was nice.
You know,
I'm trying to think of another honorable mention. You know who else I fucked with heavy back in the day? Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash,
the most sound wrestler, but that man will put you through that goddamn ring with that power bomb, boy.
Else.
He put you through that ring
else, boy.
With that power bomb.
Yeah.
And him and Scott Hall, when they was the outsiders.
Oh,
come on now. They were running even before they revealed Hogan, even after Hogan was revealed, and they was just rocking with the 3 of them as the NWO. Them cats, Hall and Nash, what?
Just beating up everybody, beating up, showing up on sets and beating dudes up. It was just the table, oh man, what a great time! Yeah, that was great time in wrestling.
That was the best time.
The controversy
that was 2 years.
2 years? It was only
that whole run, I think, was like 2 years of them.
Get the hell out of here.
They ran that NWO shit into the ground. Honestly, they had too many people in it.
Yeah, it got to. Yeah, it getting to. Yeah, that's how it always happens, man. Keep your circle small. But the controversy issue that I had is wrestling only take is I really like Chris Benoit. I thought Chris Benoit was a great wrestler.
Canadian
what he did,
grappler.
What he did outside of the Canadian, it was
Canadian crippler.
And he used to use the crippler cross.
The cross face.
Yeah, the cross face on your face. He had that. Hurt. He would also jump off the top rope with the headbutt, and he had the belly to back suplexes. He kept them going. 1,
yes,
2, like yo,
Germans.
Oh
my Germans.
God,
man.
Yo, I mean, what he did outside the ring, it like eliminates him. But for me personally, as a wrestler, I thought the Rabbit Wolverine, Chris Benoit, was a great wrestler. Dean Malenko was another great. Dean Malenko was another.
He had negative mic skills, Dean Malenko,
but he could wrestle.
He could wrestle
He could wrestle, bro.
So like, Man of 1,000 Holes was no joke. No joke.
The Man of 1,000 Holes. I forgot that was even my man's name.
Yo,
God damn, Dean Malenko was nice. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, another dude, old school.
Yes, couldn't stand him.
Nice. Another great technical wrestler.
Yes.
These dudes was really getting their wrestling on, you know. So I don't know, man. But
you know who else I had to go back and do my research on? Because when I was watching him, he was garbage. Dusty Rhodes was that guy.
Apparently, Dusty Rhodes put in a lot of work, and his mic skills
I had
was
to go
damn
back.
near untouched.
His mic skills are crazy. I had to go back. He has one where he's got a full-length mink on. That was not a small man, full-length mink. And he go back to the mic. He's like, Ric Flair walking around here in cashmere. And he laughed and walk away with the belt. I was like, oh, he talking big money talk. He talking about this man got a cashmere coat on and ain't seeing my coat. What?
Oh,
I didn't know he got down with that until I went back into the archives. It's like, okay, now I see why people was messing with this dude.
Dusty
He
Rhodes,
the slick talk going for him.
oh, Dusty
Everybody
Rhodes.
thought he used to be like Dusty Rhodes was black.
apparently, he could hoop too, man. There's some footage of Dusty Rhodes playing basketball, doing his thing, man.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes.
And here's what drives me crazy about this shit. Dusty Rhodes magic on the mic. His son got a goddamn lisp. Go listen to Cody Rhodes talk. Lisp. And it's just like, it's one of these situations where I'm not hating on Cody Rhodes or whatever.
Goldust?
Nah, that's the other son. That's the middle. That's the older son.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes is the baby.
You know who else was nice, man? The oh man, Terry. Yes, the brothers. Yo, it was a bunch of them. It was like 4 of them, yo. And
no, you talking about the Texas Tornado?
Terry. Oh my God!
I watched that movie on the plane. I almost cried.
Man, look,
that was the saddest shit I ever seen.
It though?
This man had the IC championship. He had one leg and nobody knew. That's how nice he was.
And according to his dad, he wasn't nice at all.
Nope. They was cursed, that family.
There they were.
That shit
was such a bad story.
That was one of the saddest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Mr. 17 again, Zac Efron. This man got me ready to cry. Like watching this and all his brothers dying.
Is it Terry Van Winkle or something like that?
I think it was the Van Winkles. Oh
man, hey, if you're watching this podcast, excuse us for not knowing that man's name, because his whole family was legendary in the game. Dwayne used to love them dudes, yo. Older brother used to love them cats, and that wasn't even mainstream wrestling. It was like in areas, like they were big in certain areas back in the day, territory wrestling. And then by the time he got a chance to get to, the top of the top, he had one leg.
Yep. Man. All right. We be wrestling to death at this point, but I could start a wrestling pod. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I talk about wrestling sometimes and I'll say some shit and my brother's like, I ain't talking to you about this shit. And I'll be like, why not? He's like, you be watching all them interviews and all these old school niggas and all these facts. He's like, I ain't fucking with you talking this shit with you. He's like, we be here for hours. So all right, I'll bring up something.
All right, bet.
So life is just here. I just turned 42 this week. Stevie B's 42. Mo Money's 42. Money about to turn 43, I believe, in October.
Yep.
November. I always think he's October because there's so many October birthdays in the circle. And I think he early November, so I always just assume he's that. Either way, we getting older, bro. It's time to get real, man. What's your retirement plan, bro? Heavy talk.
Oh, wow.
Heavy talk.
That's
I mean, you don't have to go into crazy details. Just your dream, how you see your retirement going. If you think you'll even be able to retire.
That is a phenomenal question, Justin.
I don't feel people talk about it enough.
Why?
We was young.
We were.
20 years ago don't seem like it was 20 years ago. The stories we be telling on this pod, sometimes it was stuff that happened 20, 30 years ago at this point. And it seemed like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So retirement talk. We don't talk about it enough. What you thinking?
You know what, man? Honestly, I look at it from a perspective of, I'm watching my mom about to retire, and that's cool. But I feel like the things that were in place for the boomers, the baby boomers,
Hmm.
are not in place for us, right? It's almost like it's almost like if you ever worked for a company that had a union, right? And then the union and the company come to a halt, and then you get a strike, and the workers don't work or whatever, blah 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 blah, and they come up with this brand new contract. And when they come up with this brand new contract, the current employees receive the benefit of the contract, but
Yes.
every new employee hired afterwards don't see the benefits of the old contract. So you know, when I look at retirement, I look at it in a sense to where majority of jobs nowadays don't have pensions. You know what I'm saying? Pensions is something that they would pay you out for the rest of your life if you worked,
Hmm.
a certain amount of years, a certain amount of money, right? Though that went away back in like 2008, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of companies, and some companies still do it, but
Very few.
nowadays, very, very, very few. And
Hmm.
not to mention, nowadays, there's so much turnover in so many companies because you have a group of kids, the millennials, Gen Z, that work at jobs for 4 to 5 years and then switch jobs up,
If
right?
that.
So if that
My longest tenure job was 4 years.
4 years.
Everything is 2 to 3 for me.
Exactly. Right. So you figured out, and the generations figured out that the companies slave you, right? So
Yep.
they slave you to get you stuck on the possibility of a pension. So that way they can pay you out when you reach, whatever age. But it's like every year the age goes up higher, right? So we're almost at like 75 for
I
retirement.
said 72. They're saying right now is for retirement. Nigga, I'm
Ah,
not working until I'm 70 fucking 2 years old.
and that's what I'm saying, right? That's where it comes in, the level of what your retirement's going to be. For me personally, I look at life is more so than not the truest game of Monopoly.
100%.
If you allow yourself to, excuse me, oh my gosh, excuse me,
Stop drinking before the pod, nigga.
hey man. So if you allow yourself to be able to gain uh homes, and you're able to rent out space, that can always pay you out equally as much as a pension can, but
Yes.
more so in a sense to where if you have a bunch of them, you end up having a lot of money coming in on a monthly basis, which allows you to be able to actually live and not necessarily have to worry or depend on your job to be able to do so. There are also a large group of people that we know, and the millennials slash Gen Zs, that step into like online trading, day
Yes.
trading. You know what I'm saying? Like things that generations before us didn't necessarily have the know-how to do so, right? So there's a bunch of people that step into the day trading. I know, and and have dabbled in a little bit of day trading to be able to understand it, and do know professionals that do it as often as they do, and that's the route that I'm looking for to be able to make a little bit of extra money. The problem with the trading is, one day you're up and the next day you're down, and when you're down, a bunch of CEOs is out here unaliving themselves because they lost everything they had in their pension. I mean,
Mhm.
everything they had, and so that's a very slippery slope as well. But the truth is, not necessarily for retirement, but for to be able to grow more, is life insurance. And
Mhm.
they don't understand the flip of life insurance. Whole life, people.
Yeah, whole
If,
life is the
if you're
move.
going to do it, whole life is the way to do it. Because if you do the term stuff and you die between that 20 years, or you don't die, excuse me, between that 30-year, joint, when you
Gone.
start up another one, you have to put money down, and you're going to be older, and it's going to be harder for you to be able to purchase because now you're paying double the amount of money that you paid for whatever amount
Yes.
of years that you have left. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? They have things like guaranteed golden, right? Come on, man. They talk about this stuff. Like, I have a banking background. So guaranteed golden would be a scenario where you're in your twilight years and they'll just give you a quick $10,000. Average cost of a funeral is about $5,000 on the average, right? You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you get it. And people
And
do
where
not,
you die.
and where you die. There you go. You know what I'm saying? People
Right, in
don't
Jersey,
ever
they tax
understand.
you.
They do.
There's a death tax in New Jersey.
Oh shit! I didn't even
Yes.
know that.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
For the love of money. Damn, when you die, you get taxed. That's crazy.
That's
Uh,
that's us. That's us not fucking fighting back. But keep going.
Absolutely. I ain't mad. But it's just a scenario where you have to find your niche to be able to retire. Again, I told you I had a banking background. And I talked to this one dude because I used to sell life insurance all the time. And it's very important to have people, by the way, just to let you know. But I talked to this one dude and he was like, life insurance is a scam. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you pay into this pot constantly for them to be able to pay out to other people, right? You pay it every month, you and everybody else that pays it. And then all of a sudden you die. And then the pot pays out to your death. And then people keep putting into the pot. It's a big susu, right? But the susu is your death. And at the end of the day, you're paying this constantly so that way you can be taken care of, you and your family. He was like, the trick is not to have life insurance, to make more money, to be able to not necessarily worry about having to take care of a funeral or your expenses. You leave money to your family from a perspective of being able to gain wealth, right? So there's a lot of different ways to be able to do so. You just have to find your niche to do it. Point blank, period. What do you think, Justin?
Um. So retirement. I don't think I'm ever going to retire. To be perfectly honest.
Mm.
Um. One reason, it's too much money out here, and the population is getting stupider. People every day. A man like me is going to make a lot of money off the back of idiots. Um, and what's the thing that's the big thing happening now? AI is on the rise. So again, it's going to be a lot of non-thinkers out of jobs soon. Um, so for me, part of the thing I'm trying to make myself bulletproof. We talked about this. I don't mind sharing this on the pod because I think people need to know, and that's part of what we're supposed to be out here doing is sharing information and putting people on the game. Get your ass into coding, people.
Word up.
Learn how to code. Learn how to be in there on the back end with the coding, figuring out, troubleshooting for these, these AIs and these Tesla bots and all this shit they coming out. Go get you a trade and learn how to fix Tesla bots and these robots and stuff like that, because that's where we're heading. Literally, you go to a fucking McDonald's now and they don't even take your order at the counter. You boop, boop, boop when you go to McDonald's, unless you go through the drive-through. And even that, if it was up to me, they should fire all these motherfuckers at these places and go automated, because they be asking me the dumbass questions. If you on my Facebook, you seen what happened to me last week with the cheeseburger. So the point I'm making is I'm going out here. I'm gonna figure out how to get myself into take some courses in coding. Try to adjust my career to get myself involved in quality assurance for IT, because I already got I got over a decade and a half doing quality assurance alone, and I learned how to code and do IT, and I combine that even in my industry that I'm in now. I'm 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 in here for the next 30 years if I do that, which would put me at 72. Not saying I want to work that long, but the goal is for me, build up my companies so that eventually my daughters can take them over and work them and run them and sell them, do whatever they want to do with them. But I'm just there as a consultant, still collecting a check from the companies. Oh, you need an expert. Oh, I got the perfect expert for you. And they send my old ass out to your company and I go do an audit for you, or, come clean something up for you, and just like I said, have my kids running it. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna keep going. But if the goal for me is to be able to just be like to these corporations that I don't run or own, fuck y'all, I don't need you. I'll go push carts at Walmart, like type of deal. Like that's, I want to get to a point in my life where I can go get me a menial job, but still have all the luxuries that I have right now. I would not have a problem going back and working in Target and shooting shit with people in Target. Literally hanging out. Because that's really what the job would be for me at that point, 65 years old, 60 years old. But going to my fucking one of my various beautiful cars when I'm leaving, and like who's floating Escalade is that out there? Who's floating? Oh, that's mine. How you got a floating Escalade? You work in the snack stand, bro. Nigga, I wasn't always the snack stand man. Like, just because you chose to, push carts at Target forever, don't mean that's what I wanted to do forever. Like, I lived the life, and now I drive a floating Escalade and I push carts on the weekends. like that's the old man I want to be, in shape, talking crazy to people. Oh, don't run up, young fella. Don't run up. I keeps that thing on me. I don't fight no more, young fella. Don't talk crazy to me.
Oh man,
elder abuse, young fella. I put 2 hot ones in you.
Yeah, like them fresh blasters. You know what I'm saying? I got them blasted. The laser go right through you, dog.
Yeah, right. This prototype.
Yeah, I mean, but I dig it, man, because what you said was you won't stop. You know what I'm saying? It'll become more so a hobby than a job, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the plan.
It would be more people interaction for me at that point in my life. Like I want to be so paid, which if that's the plan, that's the goal anyway. That's where I'm headed. That's the foundation I've laid for myself, that I'm gonna be so paid that I'm literally gonna wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to reset the fucking robots at Burger King. Like I want to be that guy. Like, look at this guy. They have robots to mop the floor. Why is he mopping the floor? Because the robot's recharging, asshole, and the floor needs to get mopped. Y'all young whippersnaps don't know nothing about no real work or whatever. And they'd be like talking shit, and I'd be like, I'm leaving to go with my floating Escalade. Kiss my ass, motherfucker.
like
the George Jetson Escalade. Flying off in the bitch. That's my goal in life. Like, keep it going, keep my wits, keep my mind about me. Once my daughters, I already told them, once they have kids, and they're established, you ain't bringing no babies to this house. That's already been established, people. You will be on the streets fucking with daddy.
Hey, man.
If you don't get your shit to have your shit going right. But the point I'm making is, I already told them, like, once you get to an age and you start your family and you got your kids, that would be my retirement. That's my real retirement. I want to raise my grandkids. That's what I really want for my retirement. That's the real goal for me. Raising my grandkids is my real goal.
The grandkid aspect of, from what I've seen, like from my parents being grandparents, it's like rejuvenation, dog.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They get like rejuvenated by these little people, and they get a chance to laugh and not be the people that they were, that we knew growing up, and they get a chance to like feed back into them and give them a little bit of the old school. So yeah, man, no time soon, but I want to be able to be, a grandparent, to be able to be around my grandchildren and give my influence, lay down my foundation, right?
Yep.
Because, you gave as much as you can to you give as much as you can to your children, for them to be able to pass down the knowledge that you've gained, and cultivate all the greatness that you were able to put in your last name, whether that be a little girl or a boy, right? So you got to make sure that it's important that your kids are around your parents because they give them that old school feel. Like think about our parents growing up in the 50s. You know what I mean? And that was a very long time ago, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even to think about it, like today, Hulk Hogan died. He was born in 1953. You know what I'm
Yikes.
saying?
My mom was born in
1953.
57.
Your mom was born in 57. My dad was 55. My
Yikes.
you know what I'm saying? My
Crazy
mom
to think
was,
about.
yeah, my mom was 57 as well. 58. And it's just like, again, bro, nothing is guaranteed, right? Because my segue is, Michael Jamal Warner.
Malcolm.
Malcolm, excuse me.
Yes.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. Damn, I just twice dropped the name. Anyway,
That's everybody. That's literally for a generation that was like almost everybody's big brother, or you felt like it was your cousin.
well, you had to have watched, you had to be
Yeah,
there.
everybody watched them.
You had to be there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you
That
under the
Cosby
age of,
energy,
I say under the age of 55, you was fucking with the Cosby Show heavy.
somebody in your family was watching it. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And you saw him as the only boy in that house full of women and his dad.
Yep. And
Be a
they held
boy.
it down.
Yeah, be a boy and talk and laugh and grow up. And for people your brother's age, my brother's age, you know what I'm saying, they're roughly around the same age in general. It was like, yo, you were watching yourself in a very
Exactly.
successful,
Exactly.
a successful black family. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he did a great job. And not necessarily just that. Apparently, he was a poet,
He
and he
poet. He got an album. He won a Grammy in 2015 or some shit. He was in mad shows after that.
yes, his acting
Next to School
skills kept
Bus
going.
was like him.
And like we said in one of the previous episodes, art. He was an artist.
Yeah,
He was
artist.
able
He
to
was an artist.
create.
True artist.
He was able to create from his artistic ability, acting, and and that was his young years as Theo Huxtable. But everything else he did prior to that, I mean after that, and being a poet, he was on Tiny Desk, what I mean, speaking his words. Um, it's just very sad, man. And you could push that even over into Ozzy Osbourne, another dude that passed away within the last couple of days. Um, and what he did for heavy metal and rock and roll and biting bats' heads off and all types of crazy shit like that. Which, if that's your cup of tea, then I'm all for it. But he also, pushed a movement forward that shook up the world forever. He started in the 70s, and
Yes.
he just changed the game, and he stood out and had gave his wife and children platforms to become who they became. You know what I'm saying? His daughter was in, I think, as a chef joint, wasn't she? She was like
Chef now?
yeah, no. I think she might have been like a critic on a chef show. And he had his daughter she kept moving with like the limelight. Son disappeared. Wife was, a
She's
boss wife type of energy. Showed up
Yeah, she
equally as
ran
such
him.
as yeah.
Ran him.
Like what's Caitlyn Jen? No, not Caitlyn. What's the chick's name?
Kardashian's mom. I don't even know. Kris
Yeah.
Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
She had that role, and she maximized their family for as much as she had the opportunity to do so. But none of that would have been possible if he wasn't making the music that he made. Apparently, I talked to Tone Tiawani, the ultimate Latin lover. I was saying I talked to him earlier today, and he told me that 2 weeks ago he raised Ozzy Osbourne raised the most money ever, and during a concert for, I think he said some kind of charity. Yeah, he raised the most money for charity work for a concert with $190 million 2 weeks ago, and now he's no longer here. So that speaks volumes for what he brought to the table, man. So at the end of the day, you just gotta appreciate life and do what you love while you're living it, because it can be
That's it.
gone in blink of an eye.
100%. Like I don't like people. It's one of the worst things I hate is like talking to an older person and they talk, and you hear them tell their not what if stories. I could have, I should have, I would have if I had a, and you fill in the gaps with that. And I don't. That's not gonna be the life that I'm gonna have. That's not the life I want. Like, you know, I remember back in the day, shit, 20, 25 years ago, motherfuckers used to call me cheap. Motherfucker, I wasn't cheap. I was broke. There was a big fucking difference. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers is still broke because y'all wasn't being cheap because you thought I was being cheap. I was planning out to be where I'm at now. It's, you got to just live your life. Like at the end of the day, money is a figment of our imagination. I mean, let's just be real. If we all woke up tomorrow and was like, you know what, fuck these assholes, I ain't paying another goddamn dime. If everybody did it, what they gonna do?
Nothing.
But some of y'all so afraid of what will happen if you don't have your Starbucks every day that you just keep feeding into it. I'm not gonna get too deep on them.
Hey
But
man,
it's true.
I can go on forever about this just being literally paper. It used to be paper, right? Now it's not even that. Now it's just whatever you look on your phone in your account. So you see the numbers there, which again, working in banking, I had the opportunity to be able to see that a brick and mortar bank is literally just your phone in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you go to the bank to say, hey, let me check my balance. They tell you your balance, but they're looking at a computer screen like you would be looking at your phone. And the reality is it's digital currency. You use your card to be able to access your digital currency. Now you don't even have to use your card. You can use your phone to tap on something to be able to tap into your digital currency. So what happens when everything gets deleted? So where's your currency? Oh, good. Thank God for all the people that saved that paper that they had, to be able to spend money. But it's just paper. The true currency is coin. The true currency is
you can't even see it.
You could. You've been telling me about this shit for like 6 years, 7 years.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah.
I've been collecting this for about 15 years.
That's true currency.
That's true currency. Because at the end of the day, people used to think I was crazy doing it. When I first started, why would you do that? And I'm like, yo, what if tomorrow the US is just fucking decimated? Like, we lose the trade war to China. Now a carton of milk is fucking $3.50. Not $3.50, $350.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck you gonna do?
He needs some milk.
Yeah. And you know what I'm gonna go to? I'm gonna go to the farmer and be like, hey man, I got this silver coin. The price of silver right now is way more than $3.50. I'm gonna need you to run me unlimited milk now. Because the paper money ain't gonna be worth shit.
It's just paper.
Yeah. So
they print more paper money every single day. And the crazy part is they burn money to take it out of circulation.
Yes.
So you burn money to take it out of circulation, but print more money every single day. That doesn't mean anything. Doug, like you said, we can get too deep. It could go crazy, man. We could be in here talking wild that quick, man. But I don't know, dog. I don't know. It's just crazy. A lot of stuff, dog. A lot of stuff that's happening in the world today. And you just got to be happy to be in the moment, but opening up your eyes to what's going on around us.
That's it.
I sent something to the group chat the other day, and not to, bring up China or whatever, but my man talked about the floods that was happening over there and how quickly they were taken care of versus what happened in Texas and how long it took for the people to be taken care of. And not to mention the total deaths. There were 6 deaths in China. There was over 100 in Texas. And my man mentioned that Mexico had to come through and help before the United States got a chance to get there. So, it's an interesting time to live, Justin, between, not necessarily between me and you, because it's here for everybody, from 1983 till now, for us to be able to have had to get up and salute that flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance every day from first grade all the way up through middle school and all sorts of stuff.
And you know we're the only country in the world that does that, right?
And just
everybody else thinks we're fucking weird that we pledge allegiance to a flag.
Yeah, every day we had to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they played the stuff. It's almost like brainwashing. You know what I'm saying? And you see these people that love this flag, will kill for this flag, and everything else in between. But when you have an understanding of what this flag truly represents, man, it opens up your eyes. When you see somebody riding around with the flag waving off of their car, and somebody that has a flag belt buckle, or hanging off of their car or off of their house, and you say, yo, if you're truly a true patriot, what you stand for may not be for what I believe in. And I hate to have gone that deep, but it's a lot of foul shit that happens out here, bro. A lot of foul shit.
Shit ton.
Yeah,
End of the day, it's like this. Live your life. Don't worry about other motherfucking people. Do what makes you happy, as long as it's not harming others. And in some cases, shit, some motherfuckers deserve to be harmed. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Just gonna keep it a buck. Some people deserve to get their asses whipped. I give you 10 names right now, people who deserve to get their ass whipped.
On that note,
10 names. But I'm not going to.
Oh man, yeah. We miss Mo Money, man. Hopefully he gets back in next time. Thank you.
We holding it down. We like the big three. I mean, Mo's not here. We can still hold it down, vice versa.
Absolutely. And that's the way it should be going forward. More content, and hopefully we can get some more stuff up sooner than later. Thank y'all for always watching and paying attention. And thank you again for checking into Everybody Has a Mic After Hours.
Don't forget, I'll rip your fucking face off and show it to you, because I fucking hate you. No, I love my fans. Love y'all people. This is JT Malone, aka East Coast Legend. We'll holla.
Be safe until the next time.